So this is my character's death. And I was Private Torres, one of the soldiers in the movie. And I get captured trying to escape at the end. And the zombies grab me by the eyeballs and tear my head off of my neck. Pretty gruesome. Gruesome death. So obviously my head is just fine. And so the head is a puppet built by my friend Tom Savini, and it's being worked by Greg Nicotero, whose hands these are, and the cables went up his sleeve, and Tom was working the mouth and the face that actually had movement. So it's my body, and the fake head and neck were glued on, which means I was laying on the table and it came apart and my real head went down, upside down, below the table, and the fake head and neck were glued onto my chest. Oh, just one. 3 hours. That's right, 3 hours. And so when the head came off, there was a lot of blood. Well, the blood went up my nose. And so I was drowning upside down in blood, in my own blood. It's pretty fun, yeah. Good death, though. Oh, yeah. People still talk about it. And, you know, it's great because all the stuff that we did in this movie, the guts and the head ripping and all, that's all practical effects, like magic tricks. We did it once on film for real. It's not computer generated like a lot of the things are now, so I'm really proud of that. I got hired to go and do Dawn of the Dead with Tom Savini, and then George just kept us, you know, he had a small crew of people that he worked with all the time. And just the greatest guy to work for. Smart and quiet and pleasant. I don't know that. I don't think I ever did read the script. We just went for it. We had a list of effects that we worked on for weeks and months ahead of time, building the effects. And especially for Day of the Dead, I did the stunts too. So the scariest stunt was letting Gary Clark, the ex-football player, forearm me in the chest and shove me out of the way. I thought he broke my ribs because he was very strong. Yeah, I watched Kirk Douglas and Errol Flynn, Robin Hood, Spartacus, a lot of the sword fighting movies, horses. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do, and I was especially good at dying. I would die on the couch, get shot or stabbed, and I would die a lot. I got really good at that. It was hard to tell on Day of the Dead because we were underground. Yeah, so we went in early and came out late. It was just kind of odd. For a couple of months, we didn't see the sun. It was great. It was creepy, but it was really cool. The miles and miles of man-made underground tunnels in the mountains north of Pittsburgh. They're big. I mean, the tunnels are gigantic. It's not like a little tiny cave you crawl through. These were big enough. They were storing RVs and boats in there. Yeah, they're gigantic.
So, what did you think of the zombies?
Well, they were a lot more detailed in Day of the Dead than there were in Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead, we just gray makeup, and some of them had scars and scabs, and then there were a couple of big effects. The Day of the Dead, everybody was a lot more detailed. Who, Bub? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bub was great. Howard, really nice guy, a writer. I think he's still writing stuff.
I put it as
Friday the 13th is stunts and special effects. So that's me playing the Mrs. Voorhees when she dies and gets her head cut off. It's my hands. My hands and feet are the killer at the beginning of the movie, running through the woods and killing people. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night Riders. I was in Night Riders. So, do we have a good one of Night Riders there? There's the bad knights in their new bad costumes. Yeah, a promoter comes and steals away some of the knights. This is our original costumes. It's me and Tom playing our knight characters. The motorcycles were really cool. And they brought in a Stunts Unlimited group from California that did some fantastic stunts on those motorcycles. I did a few, yeah, not much. I did a few myself. I did some spinning. I did some spinning, and I rode in a couple of the group shots where there's a big melee. And I did another motorcycle stunt that I stole from Night Riders for another movie. I jumped a motorcycle off a bridge, and I'd only seen Gary Davis do that in Night Riders, so I watched it over and over again so I could figure out how he did that. It was scary, but I landed in the water, in a river, in a canal in Detroit. Yeah, I jumped over the railing of the bridge and into this canal. That was pretty scary. Yeah. Well, I'd love to. I'm getting old, but I still feel okay. Yeah, I haven't been offered anything recently. Thank you. Well, I live in West Virginia. I have my own Renaissance Festival in June, every weekend. We have 300 acres and 40 horses, 10 dogs. It's hard to find me, so you can ask Jim Cirinella. You can find me through Jim, my agent. Yeah, Jim. I don't know how he spells it. Cironella, Cirinella. I think that's it. I don't. My name, Taso, Stavrakis, Stavrakis. You think? Okay. Thanks for having me.